3 cups or 360 grams of all-purpose flour, 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar, sifted, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And let's whisk these together. And 1/2 cup of grated frozen butter. You could cut this in pieces, but it needs to be ice cold. Frozen butter gives a much better result. 3/4 cup of very cold shortening, and break that into small pieces. And you'll want to go scant on that 3/4 cup. You begin by tossing this and getting all the butter and shortening covered in flour. So wherever you have a large piece, mash it between your thumb and index finger. And that's how we want it, varying sizes. To a smaller bowl, you're going to add 1 cold egg along with 1/3 cup of ice cold water. We don't want the ice cubes. Add that. Add 1 tablespoon of distilled white vinegar, and go ahead and whip this. And pour this around the flour mixture. Toss your flour with your egg and water and vinegar until all of your flour is moistened. And now we come back with some more ice water, and we begin adding a tablespoon at the time, tossing this mixture again. It's important that all of your ingredients are cold, especially your water. Another tablespoon of water. I want 1 more tablespoon of water because I have a bit of dryness over here. And that's holding together pretty good. You could add a little more water until you can get this mixture to hold together when you squeeze it. This will rest in the refrigerator for a minimum of 1 hour. And during that time, the dry ingredients will absorb that liquid. A wet dough will end up being tough, and also an overworked dough will end up being tough. And I just cut that in half, and I take each half and lay it on some cling wrap. So shape these into round discs if you're making pies. Okay, and very tightly wrap these into the refrigerator for at least 1 hour. Turn it in quarter turns. Start from the center and roll out. The general rule of thumb is you roll this 3 inches larger than the diameter of your pie dish. And I generally add another inch if it's a deep dish. And there are a couple ways to transfer this. You can fold it over and then pick it sort of up in quarters and lay it. And another easy way, which I always reflour my rolling pin. Just seat it in there, and you don't want to press it in there. Cut off some of the excess with a paring knife. You have these little extra pieces you can use to make any repairs, and you just put a little bit of water on there, and it will easily stick. Depending on how you want to form your crust. A simple way is just to lay this down and take the tines of a fork and mash it. But I like to take my middle finger between my index finger and my thumb and squeeze. Some people take their thumb and their index finger and just do a pinch like so, kind of angling that. And the beautiful thing about a homemade crust is it doesn't look perfect. It's not made by a machine, it's made by a person. I'm going to par bake this, so we're going to prick or dot the bottom of the crust with a fork. Put this in the refrigerator or freezer for at least 15 minutes. So bring your pie crust out of the refrigerator, and you can actually, after you bring it out, fix some of your crimping if you want. Cover your pie crust with parchment. Line it with some pie weights or rice or some dried beans. Place it on a baking sheet, and this goes into a 425-degree oven on the bottom rack for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, we're going to remove the parchment and the weights and bake it 5 more minutes. Okay, it's been 15 minutes, and we're going to remove this parchment. And I'm just going to turn it because all ovens have hot spots. Back in for 5 minutes until the center is golden brown. We are going to remove this and let it cool. Our edges are nice and golden brown. And before we put our filling in, I'm going to brush this with an egg wash.